Hi everyone, it's Miss Amy from Camden Public Library, and it is Friday afternoon, so I have some book talks for middle grade readers. Anybody can read these YA. They're fabulous, super powerful books. I'm going to talk about some tough subjects. Right now at the library, we have for the month on display photographs by an organization known as Finding Our Voices. And it is all about recognizing and supporting folks who have dealt with domestic violence in any way, from sexual violence to sexual abuse to physical abuse to emotional abuse to child abuse and spousal abuse, domestic abuse, like all of that is together. And and kids need to see themselves and their friends in books and people that they know in order for things like this to stop happening and for it not to be taboo to talk about. So I have some books to share that we have here in the library. And these are just a few. So I'm going to start with this one. This is The War That Saved My Life. This is a historical fiction by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. And this was a Main Student Book Award book when it came out in 2015. And there's a sequel. My kids here loved it. This is a World War II story, but it's about a little girl named Ada who has a clubfoot, and her mother neglects and abuses her. It's emotional abuse. She locks her in the cupboard. It's terrible. Plus, she's dealing with the war, but she gets sent away, and she actually finds someone who might be grumpy, like a foster parent, a foster caregiver, and who helps her, and they come to have a really cool relationship, and she realizes that that it wasn't her fault, and her mom was abusing her and neglecting her. So check this one out. This one is a newer book. This is on this year's Main Student Book Award. This is very appropriate for what is going on right now. This is called The Blackbird Girls. In the Wreckage of Chernobyl, A Friendship is Born by Anne Blankman. And this story is about abuse and oppression, and these two girls, after their fathers who worked at Chernobyl, these girls used to be like enemies. They didn't talk to each other, and they end up on a train, and they end up fast friends. There is a family secret that could put their lives in danger, and both of them discover something that they wished for, which was a best friend. And how far will they go to help each other, and how are they going to support each other? This is a great story. Again, it's on this year's Main Student Book Award list. There's a little bit of time through the end of the month to still read books on the list and be able to vote for this year's winner. And this could be one of the winners. You never know. This book is called What Jamie Saw. And this was a Newbery Honor book. This is by Carolyn Coleman. And this one is about a boy, Jamie, who saw his stepfather throw his baby sister, and luckily his mom caught her, so she wasn't injured. But this is the story of them fleeing and getting out of that abusive relationship. And yeah, it probably would have been a good thing if there had been an organization like Finding Our Voices for this boy and his mom and little baby sister. So then there's this one. This is My Jasper June by Laurel Snyder. And this story, so her parents are kind of drifting away. Something terrible happens and everything changes. And then she meets another little girl who moves to the area and is lost like her, like feeling lost and alone and everything because of what happened on that horrible day. And it is, these two girls kind of create this mysterious, wonderful thing, and it is their friendship and how they support one another with all of the secrets and hardships with parents and all of that. So read this one. The last one is one that I just finished reading. This is a Newbery Honor book, again, by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. This is called Fighting Words, and this is loosely based on her own stories, her own story and her own experience. This is about two girls, Suki and Della, and it is powerful, sad, infuriating. I want to be like, how did this happen? So their mom goes to jail because she's cooking meth and she blows up a bathroom. So they're separated and they're in their foster care. But before that, they were with her mom's boyfriend. He kept them, but he would leave them alone. So neglect, and come to find out, Suki, the older one, was really protecting Della. And until something really terrible happens to Della too, but not as terrible as what happened to Suki, you don't really realize. And she didn't realize. Della didn't. And she kind of speaks out all the time. Like she's always getting in trouble because she has to say what she definitely has fighting words. But words can also help set you free and help things move on and help the people that need to be held accountable. This is not an easy story to read, but is an incredibly powerful and inspirational story, and for the author to share some of what she went through so that other kids can see themselves in stories. Wow, is all I can say. And you should read this story. Very powerful. And you may see either yourself or a friend or a parent or a step-parent or an aunt or uncle or who knows in this story. Or maybe maybe it's the person who helps them in foster care and helps them realize that they do truly have a support system and that they can speak up. These stories are all about that. And I hope that if you are local and you have an opportunity to come in and read some of the stories that are written on the wall with the pictures of the people who have survived domestic violence in some form, it will help change things for the better. Happy reading, Miss Amy.